first video in the series of property occupations for real estate agent sales. Alright, so we have our new Form 6 for property occupations. It comes into effect on the 1st of December this year. The form is 4 pages long. There's a number of sections to it. It's more simple than the other agreements and covers off on real estate agent sales, letting agent appointment, commercial sales and business sales. This video, the purpose of it is to go through real estate agency sales and how those should be completed. Okay, so the first thing to note is that you've got to include the names of the owners of the properties. There's space for 2 clients. You can obviously enter more. We would always recommend that you do a title search of the property and find out who the registered owner of the property is, or the owner of the business. Now, the reason for that is that way you make sure that you always have the right details before you enter into the agreement. And you can enter the client name, their address, suburb, phone number, fax, mobile, email address as appropriate. I won't fill out an example one here, but yeah, that's pretty straightforward of what you need to do. Now, here's where it gets a bit interesting with the changes that have come in. There's different types of licenses. You've got the real estate agent license, the residential letting agent license, and the property auctioneer license. For the purpose of this video, we're just going to do the real estate agent license. So we tick that box. Insert the name of the agency and the licensee's name. Pretty straightforward. Licensee numbers, when the license expires, and the address of the business, and contact details as they normally would. Next is the details of the property or business that is to be sold, let, purchased or managed. Here the description will be either the description of the property, land or business, and what type of property it is. So you might say residential property, including the house located on the property. That's just an example, and you know, there are many ways to be right on that kind of information. The address of the property, we just make up a 123 SMS Way, Remember, Queensland, the lot and plan will again come from the title search. So I've got lot 1, 2, 3 on plan, RP 1, 2, 3, 4, title reference. So that's pretty straightforward. All the normal details you put in the property that you're selling, and all those details should come from a title search. So the performance of what you're actually going to perform. Here we're doing a sale, so we'll tick that box. If we're doing an auction, we would tick that box and we would insert a date of the auction. So if it was to be on the 4th of January 2015, you'd insert that date into those fields there. The term of the appointment, if you remember from our previous discussions, if you've watched any of our other videos or read any of our articles, that for the sale of a property, you have a maximum term of appointment for 90 days. And so that would be, you would tick the single appointment box and then fill in the appropriate days, making sure that the appointment term is no more than 90 days. It's important to remember though that a seller can terminate after 60 days if that's what they want to do, and the appointment would be at an end for a sole or exclusive listing. The next section, price. Reserve obviously applies to auctions. List price would apply to real estate sales, normal sales. So the price section, you can either set a reserve for an auction or a list price for the list. So this would be the price that you and the seller agree to list the property out for sale, or the reserve that the seller wants at the auction. If, and importantly, if it's to be marketed without a price and listed on one of the electronic listing providers, so realestate.com or domain.com, you have to agree to a range that it will be actually able to be found at. So that information would be listed there. Instructions and conditions, just like before, you can have additional instructions and conditions that you want to have with the seller, and you can include additional information on annexure if there's additional stuff that is required. The term of the appointment, as I said before, sole exclusive agency can be turned on 30 days notice, but the appointment won't return until it's been at least in effect for 60 days. So that means that if they appoint you for 90 days and they want to terminate after 10 days, then they have to wait for the 60 days. If they terminate on the 31st day, they have to wait till the 61st day for a open listing terminate on 30 days notice. The next section, part 6, is where you select which type of listing it's going to be. You've got the open listing and an explanation as to what it means, so you could tick that box if that was applicable. Or sole or exclusive agency, and you would tick whichever one was appropriate at the time. The next part is part 7, commission. That section talks about the commission that you're going to charge for the sale. As you would be aware, there's been a deregulation of the commission that can be charged, and there's no more cap on that commission. So here's where you'll agree to the commission that you'll charge, and also when the commission's to be paid. So here you would insert either a percentage or a fixed price if that's what you wanted to agree to, and make sure that you include the GST in that calculation. So if you decide to make it 3%, then it would be 3% plus GST. If you decide to make it a fixed fee of $10,000, then you'd have to put in $11,000 as your fixed fee. The next part of the form is part 8, and this is the advertising and marketing expenses that you can charge. Here you would list out the services and an authorised amount, so a maximum fee that would be filled in, and when payable. So sometimes that would be at settlement, sometimes that would be earlier on, and that's really up to you and the seller to negotiate. Repairs and maintenance, that's more applicable to residential letting agents than residential sales. Part 8, section 3, other fees and charges that you might want the seller to pay, so those would be included there. And also, if you were to receive a rebate, discount, or commission because of the service, then that needs to be included in that section as well. One of the conditions in the section that deals with these appointment forms is the warning statement about seeking independent legal advice, and that's been helpfully inserted just there above where the client signs. So you don't have to draw their attention to it, but it's there on the form, and they're to go and seek legal advice if they want. The signing forms, the parts are there, and helpfully too, if there's a reappointment, they've included a reappointment clause in that as well. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. This is version 1 of the form that has come out. There will no doubt be other forms that will come out over time, and we'll endeavour to update the industry about the changes as they come in, because there are some significant changes to the way that you're going to be doing business and how you're going to be dealing with clients. Feel free to contact Streten Masons either at the contact details that are on our website and blog, or feel free to email myself, Jeremy Streten, at Jeremy, Jeremy, at smslaw.com.au. Thanks very much for watching our video.